Could Misty become champion in the Kanto region? For the 5 people who don't know, Misty is the water-type gym leader from the original Pokemon games. And just like her Galarian counterpart Nessa, her strategy is an all-out offensive with fast, powerful water-type Pokemon like Starmie, which is literally used to speedrun these games, so her team must be good, right? To find out if she actually has what it takes to become champion, I decided to play through Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu as Misty, catching Pokemon for her team as they become available, using the same movesets as her in-game teams, and following a few other rules just to keep things a bit fair. But wait, Bill, wasn't I supposed to be looking for the mysterious pink Pokemon?
Mew? Yeah, that's the main objective.
Then why bother with the gym circuit?
Well, it's a good excuse to travel the region, and you certainly won't find any rare Pokemon around Cerulean. Trust me, I've checked.
Yeah, but aren't we approaching this a bit too casually? I mean, we've only got 3 servings of the Baloney tea left, that's 3 form changes, and we can't make more without that Mew, so...
You worry too much. Besides, there's a chance that this Pokemon isn't even in the region. So just enjoy your trip, and if you happen to find any clues, we'll consider that a success.
If you say so. Alright then, I guess I'm ready to go.
Oh, hold on a moment. Here's a letter for Misty, and a second serving of the tea just in case something goes wrong.
Thanks, Bill. I'll see you on the flip side.
That you will. Now let's start this thing up.
Talking Meowth.
That's right.
Are you sure that this isn't just one of Bill's weird experiments?
No, not really. But he did ask me to give you this letter.
A letter from me? Let's see.
What's it say?
That if I take you on a tour of the Kanto region and try my best to become champion, he'll lend me his hut for a night. Any night that I choose.
What a strange offer.
What are you talking about, Vasko? Bill's hut is the only building near Cerulean Bay. Just imagine. Gazing at the stars, listening to the waves, all without that nerd killing the mood.
Aha. So you've got a special someone in mind?
I wish. Every guy in town has their eye on one of my sisters, but it doesn't hurt to be prepared.
So you let me join you on a journey around the region?
You betcha. And our first stop will be Pewter City. They've got a lovely museum there, so let's go.
Something I did not realize about Misty is that she actually has 2 different Starmie, one for her gym and one for her rematch team. And the only reason I notice is thanks to the presence of pre-evolution exclusive moves. The gym Starmie is supposed to know Swift, which it can learn as a Staryu when it hits level 13, then evolves into a Starmie for the gym battles. Meanwhile, the second Starmie, which we see in the gym battle rematches in the post-game, that one knows Hydro Pump, which is once again a move that can only be learned as a Staryu, but this time at level 45. And that cannot happen if it's already evolved at level 19 for the original gym team, which is exactly how we know that she's got 2 of them. That being said, Misty only has 1 Starfish at the start of the game, and that's all she needs to demolish Brock's Rock-type gym. Although it seems like she was more in a hurry to check out the local museum since it's apparently a popular date spot, which, to be fair, it is a nice chill place where you can learn something new or see something cool, like these fossilized remains of a Kabutops, or a miniature replica of a space shuttle. After a short little detour at the museum, it was time for the longest walk of our lives, since the next gym is literally on the other side of the region. On our way towards Mount Moon, we decided to take a small break by the Pokemon Center, mainly because Misty wanted to check out the latest issue of some magazine that they just stocked on the little racks in the back. Although, I couldn't help but notice that this weird guy kept looking at us the entire time. Oh, and now he's approaching us.
Hello there, sweetie pie. Are you heading into Mount Moon by any chance?
Me? Yes. Why do you ask?
Well, you see, I've got a special deal for trainers planning to tackle that cave. A secret Pokemon that can't be found around these parts. For just 500 Poké-Dollars.
Wait, Misty, this guy seems suspicious.
Suspicious? No. I'm just selling a useful Pokemon to trainers who might have trouble crossing Mount Moon.
Uh-huh. So then what Pokemon are you selling?
It's, a secret.
So you expect people to buy a Pokemon from you without even knowing what it is? You're right, Vasko. Maybe we should report this guy to the police.
Wait. No, I'll tell you. It's A Magikarp!
For 500 Poké Dollars? Doesn't one Pokeball only cost 100? This really is a scam.
I'll take it.
You will?
Yeah, it's a water type, right? I hear that it can turn into a really powerful Pokemon if you give it a chance. Ugh, I wish that a cute guy would give me a chance too.
Cheer up, little lady. You've got plenty of charm. And a good eye, too. Any young fella would be lucky to have you by his side. Oh, I know. Take this pretty stone, too. A little bonus for, giving Magikarp a chance.
Oh, thanks, mister.
Wait, you're just gonna give it out for free?
Look at the smile on that little lady's face. It's worth way more than one silly blue rock. Now scram, you two. I've got more Magikarp to sell.
What a weird guy. But hey, at least we got another Pokemon on the team, and it's only level 5, so we'll have a lot of grinding to do. The good news is that we can evolve our Staryu right away thanks to that Water Stone, and Starmie can easily sweep through all of the trainers in Mount Moon. Once we got on the other side of the cave, we spent some time walking around the grass near Cerulean City, where we found and caught our third teammate, Psyduck. Then we decided to train up a bit more by sparring with Misty's sisters at the gym. What they had in looks, they lacked in battle skill, since Misty was easily able to take down all 3 of their Pokemon with her Starmie alone. No wonder she's the gym leader. And just when we were about to head back out, we heard some sort of commotion north of the gym, so of course we had to go check it out.
Officer Jenny, what's going on?
Trouble with a capital T.
That Squirtle's messing with you again?
No, real trouble this time, Misty. Some thug broke into these people's home and stole the TM they were making.
Do you think that I can go in and check the scene? Make sure that everyone's okay and all that?
I would, but the chief said don't let anyone in or out till we catch that crook.
Oh, come on, Jenny. I'm the gym leader here. Everyone knows that it's my job to help out when these things happen.
Fine, but if anyone asks, you got in through the other side.
The other side?
You'll see.
The crime scene was wild. Someone had ran into this home with what looks like a Raticate, grabbed the TM off the shelf, then busted a giant hole through the wall to make their escape. Seems like the couple was still at home when all this happened, but were too shocked to do anything. Misty and I went to check out the other side, and we noticed a suspicious looking guy staring at the bushes. He didn't look like a police officer and immediately jumped to battle us when we tried to ask him a question. According to Misty, he was a member of Team Rocket, a small-time gang that has been getting more and more active throughout the region lately, committing petty crimes like theft, but it's never gone this far. The bad news for this guy was that Misty's Pokemon is simply too strong, and after scolding him a couple of times, he returned the TM and ran away. We tried to give it back to the couple, but they wanted Misty to keep it as thanks for finding and scaring away the criminal. After that, we made our way south to Vermilion City, Misty's favorite spot for swimming. Unfortunately, we were unable to go for a dip in the water since there was a giant cruise ship docked in the port. The staff were very friendly and gave Misty a cute little sailor outfit as well as a free tour of the boat, where we could battle a few more trainers for extra experience, as well as this very surprising battle against the endgame rival. Typically, we'd just have Starmie sweep through his whole team, especially since Swift can ignore his accuracy-related strategies. But this kid managed to put our star player to sleep and then knocked it out with a couple of Razor Leafs, which meant Magikarp of all Pokemon had to carry the battle. Now thankfully, we had gotten this fishy to level 15, so at least it knew Tackle, but it was so weak that we had to hit the Oddish twice to win. After that, Misty wanted to train up a bit more on Route 11, which got our weak little Magikarp to finally evolve. And then we went to challenge Surge. Our strategy against this electrifying lieutenant was to use Dig to... okay, but we've got Gyarados, which has a 4x weakness to electric type moves. It's okay though, since Starmie is the real carry here. Surely it can handle one ball guy, see? Now that Magnemite, it has some sort of steel coating that helps it tank a hit from our star, but it can't hit us hard enough to win either, so we get a second knockout on turn 2, leaving Surge with his ace too. Unfortunately, Starmie couldn't dish out enough damage to one-shot here, which means that Misty would lose. Well, that's not good. Now typically, I would say that the run ends here, especially since there's not much we can do against Surge. However, the Kanto region isn't as linear as I remember. That's because Surge is actually an optional gym leader. Since we don't need his badge to use the chop down technique, we can just cut down the tree blocking the path east of Cerulean and make our way through the rock tunnel. The only caveat is that this cave will be completely dark, since unfortunately we do need the badge from Surge to learn the light up technique this early on. Thankfully, I got pretty good night vision, so I could just guide Misty through the tunnel, but it kinda made me wonder about all these other trainers you can find here. Are they all just sitting in the dark, looking for others to battle? Or have they all mastered the light up technique and just don't realize how ridiculous this whole setup actually looks? Since there's not much to do in Lavender Town, Misty and I made our way to Celadon, where we ran into Brock, who was out delivering goodie bags to Erica's gym and just happened to have one left over for Misty. Then we could do something really silly and give the tea we got to the guards keeping people out of Saffron City. But why go to Saffron so soon, you might ask? Well, that's because 2 of Misty's Pokemon are supposed to learn the move Psychic, and we can get that TM from the conveniently named Mr. Psychic, who happens to live in Saffron. Then we can go back to Vermilion City and battle Surge again. This time our level 26 Psyduck could tank a Thunderbolt and actually use its dig attack to one-shot the Voltorb and Magnemite, making much more progress. Our Gyarados is also able to outspeed the Raichu, dealing major damage with a headbutt before getting knocked out. And then, Starmie just needs to come on in and use its newly learned Psychic attack to finish off the fight. Unfortunately, we had to battle several trainers in the Rock Tunnel and our Starmie was a bit over-leveled for this rematch. However, I ran the damage calculations using its stats when it was at level 26, and it seems that more likely than not, Misty would actually get the knockout here, as long as that Starmie knows Psychic. I realize there's a lot of technicalities, but it's still a win in my book, and the Misty still has a fair shot at becoming champion. Something interesting I learned after this battle is that skipping this gym also means you skip the cutscene where Misty visits Vermilion for a dip in the sea and shows you the way to Diglett Cave. It's a bit unfortunate given that this is the Misty run, but it also works out because this Misty is already making her way back to Celadon for some well-earned shopping. You'd think she'd be buying some cute clothes, but they don't got those in this game, so instead Misty decided to spend her money on some powerful TMs like Iron Tail for her Gyarados and Shadow Ball for a Pokemon we don't have yet. Then she went to the roof for a refreshing drink from the vending machines and was kind enough to share a fresh water with this cute little girl hanging out nearby. In return, she gave us the TM for Light Screen, which we'll need for our official lead Pokemon, Golduck. But he's still a baby for now, so he gets to sit the next battle out. This felt like a dumb idea considering we'll be taking on the grass type gym, super effective against water types, and even more effective when said water type is fast asleep and can't hit back. But then I got a good reminder why our ace is the speedrunning Pokemon in the remakes, as this thing 2-shot the Tangela and could sweep the rest of Erica's team with ease, making this a surprisingly easy victory for Misty. Then we went for a stroll on Pokemon Road, another ideal dating spot in the Kanto region, where trainers can walk alongside their cute Pokemon in this beautiful field of flowers. As it turns out, this is also the only place where you can find an Eevee, which we need to catch since Misty also has a Vaporeon on her team. Also, did you know that in terms of... Wait, Misty, where are you going?
For a little swim.
Huh? What? But why? What about the gym? Or the Safari Zone? Isn't that like a cute dating spot or something?
It is, but there is something more interesting that I want to see, and we gotta swim there.
But Misty, I can't swim.
Oh, you should have just said so. Here, you can ride on my back. Now, come on.
So, where are we going exactly?
See those islands in the distance?
Mm-hmm.
They're known as the Seafoam Islands.
Another cute dating spot?
No, not this time.
Then why swim all the way out there?
Is there anyone that you look up to?
Yeah, there's a couple of people that come to mind. What about you?
Well, for me, it has to be Lorelei of the Elite Four.
Interesting choice.
She's everything that I want to be. A powerful Pokemon trainer and an absolutely gorgeous woman.
I see. But Misty, aren't you already a strong trainer with good looks?
You think so?
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of people would agree.
I don't know about that. Compared to my sisters, I'm the blandest looking girl in Cerulean. And even though I am the gym leader, our gym is ranked as the second weakest in the region. Sure feels like I'm in a completely different league than her.
When you put it that way.
But that's okay. I can always learn more and train my team a bit harder. Speaking of which.
Wait, you swam all the way out here just to train?
Yeah. That magazine that I was reading at Mount Moon Pokemon Center had an article about Lorelei. Apparently, she used to come and train here before becoming a member of the Elite Four. So I thought that it would be a good spot for me to train a bit too. Who knows, maybe I'll pick up a new strategy or something. Now, let's go.
The Frosty Cave was surprisingly barren. Not many trainers wanted to come here, and not many Pokemon wanted to battle. This is the Let's Go games after all. We did end up catching a wild seal, so that was Lorelei's lead Pokemon, and Misty couldn't help herself. After that, we kept exploring the cave and ran into this really pretty Articuno, which is apparently one of the 3 rare bird Pokemon in the Kanto region. I'll make sure to tell Bill about it when I get back home. Eventually, Misty got tired of training and we went back to Fuchsia City to challenge Koga, whose team was more annoying than powerful. He would set up Toxic for some between turn damage, then try to stall out a few extra turns by spamming Protect. It wasn't too much of a problem since Golduck knew Psychic, a super effective move, but the poison damage stacked on so much that we passed out while fighting the Muck. Misty followed up with Starmie, which failed to one-shot and also got poisoned by Muck's attack, then finished off the Goopy monster the next turn. Koga followed up with Venomoth, who could counter us with a Bug Buzz, but we made it buzz off with Gyarados, leaving Koga with just his Golbat. This was by far his most annoying Pokemon, since it could spam Protect and then Fly, making it dodge an extra turn of combat. Eventually, it got to knock out Gyarados, but that meant it was finally time for us to use our new Vaporeon. Koga went for the Toxic and we went for the Scald, which did a number on the bat, but it still had a few HP to go. That was okay though, since we managed to tank through a Fly and Scald this thing one more time as soon as it lands, getting Misty her 5th gym badge. After that, our little Seo got to evolve into a Dugong and was officially added to our team. Then we made our way back to Saffron for gym number 6. Funny enough, both of our lead Pokemon set up a light screen, meaning neither of us was gonna do any damage anytime soon. Yeah, this battle's gonna take a while, spamming Scald and Psychic at each other until the screens run out. Unfortunately, the Mr. Mime was a bit faster, so our lead got knocked out, but we followed up with Gyarados, who could crunch this clown away. Sabrina followed up with Slowbro, who was a lot less crunchy and a lot more yawny, putting our angry fish to sleep. Then it went on the offensive with Psychic, but it wasn't hitting too hard and got knocked out as soon as we woke up. Then there was Jinx, who went straight for the kisser, putting our Gyarados back to bed and sending it off to sleep with the fishes for real this time. The bad news for Sabrina is that Vaporeon is a great counter for her team. It's got special bulk for days, and it knows Shadow Ball, which is supposed to be super effective here. Supposed to. That's what we get for coming in here underleveled. So we followed up with our Dugong, which can use its Aqua Jet to wash away the Jinx, leaving Sabrina with just her ace. We did some decent damage with our Waterfall attack, and since her Psychic didn't hit hard enough, we went for a second one, bringing the Alakazam down to just a few HP, which we can erase with our Aqua Jet the next turn, getting us yet another victory.
Misty.
Yes, Sabrina? Got some battle tips for me?
No. Tell me about that Pokemon that's following you around.
Oh, this Meowth?
Yes.
He kind of just showed up one day with a letter from Bill.
Bill. The Pokemaniac that lives near Cerulean Bay?
That's the one.
Could I pet it?
Sure.
Soft. Thanks. That was a good battle. Here's your badge.
One step closer to Lorelei. By the way, Sabrina, could you teach me how to do your makeup? I think it looks really good, especially your eyeliner.
Sure, but some other time.
I'll hold you to it. See you, Sabrina.
Bye-bye. My psychic powers have never failed before. I think I'll keep an eye on Misty and that Meowth.
Our next destination was Cinnabar Island. However, we decided to go through Pallet Town this time instead of the Seafoam Islands, since that's where we can find a wild Staryu. Remember how Misty has 2 of those? There's also a very convenient water stone on that route, but we cannot use it yet since it hasn't learned Hydro Pump. Instead, we went to the abandoned Pokemon Mansion to level up our team a bit more and then took on the Cinnabar Gym, which wasn't as easy as I had expected. For starters, our team was a bit out of order and Blaine was quick to make us confused about it. This also meant he could toast our fishy a little bit while we smacked his Magmar around with a waterfall. Up next was the Arcanine, which could deal major damage with Outrage, and since it was faster, it got to knock out Gyarados. We followed up with Vaporeon, who could finish off the Fire Doggy, and then let our Golduck handle the fast horse. It did not handle it well. Homie was not meant to be a cowboy. But that's okay since Dugong can come on in and finish it off with an Aqua Jet. Then we used Waterfall to cool down the Fiery Fox and get us the 7th gym badge.
Just 1 gym badge to go. Although I hear that last gym leader is never around.
And why would a gym leader not be at their gym, I wonder?
Hey, if you're talking about me, I'll have you know that I left one of my sisters to run the gym while I'm trying to become champion. We are not the same.
Ha! I like your fiery spirit, Missy.
It's Misty, actually. Wait, Blaine, do you know where I can find that last gym leader?
If I did, we wouldn't be stuck with a provisional champion from Pallet Town.
Ugh, then I guess we're out of luck.
So we came all the way out here for nothing?
Oh, what do we have here? Hello, Mr. Talking Pokemon.
Ah, dang it, I was hoping to lay low this time.
Is that why you weren't talking at Sabrina's gym?
Yeah, too late to go back now though. Hi Blaine, my name is Vasko.
You're not from around here, are you?
No. Wait, how did you know that?
I've spent all my life on this here island. I know its comings and goings like the back of my hand.
Aha. Wait, actually, I have a question for you.
It's been a while since someone's quizzed me. Ask away, boyo.
I heard there was some sort of volcanic eruption here a while ago.
Yes, that is what the news reports said.
But this island looks perfectly fine.
That it does. Very strange, isn't it? Say, boyo, you're not from Interpol, are you?
I'm not sure what that is, so I'm just gonna say no.
Huh, but you're investigating the eruption anyway. Most visitors to Cinnabar don't even notice a problem. So what's your deal, boyo?
Leave it to the quizmaster to get some answers out of me. Fine, I'm looking for a rare pink Pokemon called Mew.
How do you know that name? Mew? Sounds like some sort of feline Pokemon. Maybe it's hiding under a truck somewhere.
You expect us to check under every single truck in Kanto?
Well, who knows what you'll find if you do?
You're of no help. Alright, Misty, let's pack it up.
Where are we going?
Back to Cerulean, I guess. Maybe check under a couple of trucks here and there.
Wait, you're giving up just like that?
Well, yeah, if the last gym is always closed.
But Bill's letter said that I have to try to take on the Elite Four. If we quit now, he's never gonna let me borrow his hut.
You're dead set on that thing, aren't you?
And if the last gym leader isn't home, I guess I'll just have to go report him to the league.
Wait!
What is it now, Blaine?
I, forgot to give you this.
A Blaine doll?
Yeah, I must say, you know your stuff, Missy. It's not every day that someone answers all my quiz questions correctly. And we have a secret rule that anyone who does gets a Blaine doll. So here, take it.
Thanks, I guess.
Also, you should check the Viridian City Gym just in case. It's on the way to the league anyways, and I hear they have a truck parked out back. It could be the spot where you find your Mew.
Fine. I guess it doesn't hurt to try. Thanks, old man.
Whew, that was a close one.
Against our better judgment, we decided to try to visit the Viridian City Gym, but as it turns out, Blaine was right. The gym was open, spinning tile puzzles and all. The gym leader seemed like a pretty quiet and reserved guy and instantly agreed to battle us. Our Goduk went on the offensive with Scald, but his lead Pokemon Dugtrio outsped us and knocked out our lead with a couple of Earthquakes. We finished off his Mogais with an Aqua Jet from Dugong, then hit his Rhydon with a super effective Waterfall. Unfortunately, he has a super effective move too, knocking out our Seal. Misty followed up with Gyarados, which also attacked with Waterfall, dealing enough damage to finish off this seemingly tiny Rhydon. And that's when I realized that for some reason, sending out a Gyarados in this game makes the camera zoom out. Not sure if that made it weaker too, because we managed to knock it out with just 2 Waterfalls, leaving the gym leader with just his Nidoking. He tried to attack us with a one-shot move, but missed, so we could deal some decent damage with our Waterfall, and then follow up with Vaporeon, who finished off the battle with a Hydro Pump. This dude kept being a man of few words. He gave us the gym badge, told us we could check out the truck out back if we wanted to, which turned out to be a waste of time because why the heck would a Mew be under a truck? Come on, gamers. And by that point, we had no excuse to go back in and talk to him again. Instead, we made our way to Victory Road, presenting our badges as we passed through each checkpoint. Our second Staryu also hit level 45, so it could learn Hydro Pump, Evolve, and replace the gym Starmie on our team. Then we took down a few more trainers and finally made it to the Indigo Plateau. Misty was very excited to take on Lorelei, but was too nervous to talk to her during the Elite Four test, so after a few words of praise for making it this far, we went straight to battling. Our Goduk went on the offensive right away using Scald, which was as effective as Dugong's Waterfall. Not very. Then we switched over to Psychic, which did much more damage, allowing us to knock out her lead. She followed up with a Jinx, who gave us some of our own medicine, and we followed up with Vaporeon, who could deal major damage with Shadow Ball, and finish off the questionable Kisser with a Quick Attack. Our Evolution was also able to handle the Slowbro thanks to Shadow Ball, but had no good moves to use on the Lapras, who finally finished us off with a Dragon Pulse. Misty decided to show off her Dugong next, tanking a Blizzard and dealing decent damage with an Iron Tail. We exchanged a few more weak blows, but managed to get the win. And now we just had to deal with Cloyster, which has bulk for days, but was barely doing any damage and missed most of its moves, to the point where we got it in the red and could just finish it off with an Aqua Jet. Misty was elated to get her win here, and that pumped her up to easily push her way through the next Elite Four members. Bruno's lead was weak to water type moves, so that was an easy knockout. Then he followed up with a thunder punching Machamp, but it wasn't punching hard enough so Vaporeon could take it down. Then I realized that most of Misty's team doesn't have any super effective counters to fighting types, but our Gyarados was strong enough to take down most of them with an Outrage, and when things were starting to look dire, Misty sent out her Starmie, who could easily finish off the battle with a Psychic. Agatha was even easier to defeat since we could just use Vaporeon's Shadow Ball and Gyarados' Crunch to take care of the pesky Gengar, and that just left us with Lance, who wasn't much of a challenge either. He also started the battle with a Water type, so we decided to attack it with Psychic, which managed to two-shot. Then he followed up with an Aerodactyl, which happens to be weak to Water type moves, and he also has a Gyarados. But we have a perfect counter. The speedrun Starmie also happens to know Thunderbolt. Bad news for his Gyarados. The Charizard used Hyper Beam on us, which failed to knock us out, and left the Fire Dragon wide open to her Hydro Pumps, which had to hit twice to knock it out, leaving Lance with just his Dragonite, a Pokemon with 4 times weakness to Ice-type moves like Dugong's Speed Priority Ice Shard, which had to hit it just twice to get the knockout. Things were going great for Misty. Despite the small hiccup with Surge, she was able to take down every gym leader and Elite Four member, which means she was now qualified to become the Kanto region's champion. However, to get this title, Misty would have to beat the provisional champion from Pallet Town, and this kid is no joke, even though he looks like one. That's because he starts the battle by Mega Evolving his Pidgeot, which deals massive damage to our Golduck long before we have the chance to set up a Light Screen. Now that we can tank a hit, Misty goes on the offensive with Ice Beam, then has to pop a potion just to keep our lead from dying, giving us just enough time to tank a few more hits and knock out the Mega Bird with a second Ice Beam. Then he follows up with Vileplume, which sets up a Solar Beam, while we chip away at its health with Psychic. But we ran out of PP and decided to set up another Light Screen before getting blasted away. Our next best option is to follow up with Starmie and use Psychic to knock out this flower, but once again, this guy has a good counter. Our Psychic attacks barely do any damage to his spiky Fox. Meanwhile, its Thunder attacks nearly one-shot us and never miss for some reason. Oh, and also Paralysis, slowing us down enough to where he can attack first and finish off our star. We followed up with our own evolution, which misses its Hydro Pump and has to spam quick attacks for chip damage until it gets knocked out. Then we send out Dugong, which also has a speed priority move, Aqua Jet, to help us keep chipping away at the Jolteon's health. And just when we thought this Fox was about to go down, the champion uses his one-time heal. Great! Thankfully, Gyarados can deal massive damage with its Waterfall and dodges a Thunder, allowing us to finally knock this thing out. The bad news is that we still have 3 more Pokemon to take on. Slowbro is out next, and thankfully we can counter this thing with Crunch, except this guy drops a second heal. It's okay, his attacks aren't doing that much damage, so Gyarados can finish it off. Out next is Rapidash, a Fire-type Pokemon, which outspeeds us. So that means it's game over. At least that's what I would say, but remember how Misty actually has 2 Starmies? That's right, the Gym Bro is back in this game. And this one, no Scald instead of Hydro Pump, so it's not gonna do as much damage, but that's okay because it can tank a hit from the Rapidash, leaving it in the red for an easy knockout on the next. He has 3 heals, doesn't he? Well, anyways, we end up knocking out the Fire Horse, but still have to face off against Marowak. Unfortunately, we cannot deal enough damage with Scald to knock it out, and barely have any HP remaining, so unfortunately, because this champion cheats and we have a strict 1 heal per battle rule set, Misty could not become champion in the Kanto region, even if she uses both of our Starmie on the team. Man, what a letdown. Maybe you should have used more potions too, Misty.
No, if I can't win within the standards, I don't deserve to be champion. At least not yet anyways.
Don't let that bring you down. I think you did an amazing job.
Thanks, and don't worry. If anything, it's motivated me to go train even harder. We only lost in the end, since my Pokemon weren't dealing enough damage. No wonder the all-out offensive strategy failed. But it's nothing a little extra training can't fix.
That's the spirit.
What about you? That letter from Bill said that you'd follow me for the gym circuit, but now that we're done...
About that. I guess there's no harm in telling you now.
What is it?
I actually came here from another world to look for the missing Mew.
Oh yeah, you did mention that name back on Cinnabar, but I've never heard of that Pokemon before. Wait, did you say another world?
Mm-hmm. And since I couldn't find anything after a journey around Kanto, I guess it's time for me to head back home.
Oh, I see. Sorry I wasn't of any help.
Are you kidding? I learned so much about the region thanks to you. And not just about the cute dating spots either. We got to talk to a ton of different people, but no one noticed anything strange. And that's a big clue that maybe the Mew I'm looking for isn't even here at all.
I guess we both learned something from this journey then.
Exactly. So, thanks for showing me around Kanto, Misty. And good luck with your training. Goodbye, dear friend. May our paths cross... Huh?
Sorry, but I can't let you leave just yet.